Hi everyone, I'm Lissette Campos. Thank you for joining us on this sit-down interview with Mike Van Sickler, political editor for the Tampa Bay Times. Mike, the regular show only scratches the surface of all the legislative bills that are going on in the regular session. So we really appreciate this extra time with you. There's one proposal that's moving through the legislature, the House specifically, that talks about creating a task force focused on preventing e-bike injuries. What is driving this piece of legislation?
Well, e-bikes are all of a sudden a very, very big public safety issue. I was in a bike store getting a bike for my son, and that's all everybody was talking about. So there's so much chatter. The reason why is all of a sudden, because of the prevalence of e-bikes, you're starting to see accidents. Yeah. And so at All Children's in September of last year, over a week period, they saw 12 trauma accidents just from e-bikes. And it's now become such a paradigm shift for emergency rooms that you're seeing hospitals having to adjust their strategies in dealing with patients based on just this one phenomenon of e-bikes.
So just to be clear, the legislators are talking about creating a task force to look at it. It's not a bill or proposal to eliminate e-bikes.
Not to eliminate, and they're doing some other like nibbling around the edges, like if you're on an e-bike and you see a pedestrian, you're supposed to slow down. I don't know how they would enforce that. You're supposed to, do other precautions. But yeah, the task force, I think, would take a harder look to see what can we do with these bikes that are very popular, and they don't use gas, so there's a very friendly environmental aspect to it. Our streets are jammed with cars, so if you're given alternative transportation, that's a good thing. So there's a lot of positive things about e-bikes. But the safety has just caught everybody off guard.
Physicians have really come forward and said, let's take a look at the dangers of this. Yeah.
Right.
The other story that we're following, the bill that's drawing attention would shield gun manufacturers from certain lawsuits. This is happening at the same time that a Sig Sauer faces scrutiny over its P320 handgun. What is in this legislation, and is there a connection between what the Sig company is going through and this legislation?
Well, yeah, the gun manufacturer Sig Sauer, they want protections because there have been more and more reports about this gun when it's holstered that it's going off. And it's enough of a concern that you're seeing law enforcement departments just refuse to use it. It's a popular gun, but the fact that we're seeing more and more of these type of incidents is concerning enough that like the Pasco Sheriff's Office refuses to use a Sig P320. So that growing concern is going to put, I think, this Republican-dominated legislature in a tough spot because the gun manufacturer will want the lawmakers to pass these protections so that they're not going to be liable for some of these accidents, or it'll help protect them from any future liability. And police departments that are saying, no, actually this is a public threat. It's a threat to our own officers. There is a lawsuit filed by one law enforcement officer who wants some compensation for what happened. Okay. So where will that go? We don't know. The bill in the Senate is not moving, which is never a good sign at this late stage.
So turning to education, there is another education-focused proposal that's basically is dubbed the School Board Bill of Rights. It started locally, but now it's moving statewide. What does it do?
Well, what it does, it sounds very benign. So if you're on the school board, it allows school board members to request not just public documents, but drafts, things like that. That's usually not privy to that. It also allows school board members to direct superintendent staff. And while it sounds benign, there's always a tension between the executive staff and the legislative staff of a government body like a school board or a city government, where the executive is like, well, I have to have freedom to do things, and I can't worry about what the legislative branch basically is going to be asking my staff to do, because we're all trying to do the same thing.
And where does the school superintendent fall in all of this?
Well, it's his staff that the legislation would allow the school boards throughout Florida to direct a little bit more. And there's a resistance to that. That's understandable.
Yeah.
So not sure how that's going to fall out either.
Okay. So we are also seeing Florida take on artificial intelligence, the infrastructure. 2 bills are advancing together. One is focused on AI regulation, and the other is focused on promoting AI innovation. It's a difficult balance that lawmakers are trying to strike. Mike, where do you see this one?
This is a fascinating showdown because President Trump came out early telling states, hey, because he's under the sway of a lot of the Silicon Valley lords, that Elon Musk and a lot of the Sam Altmans out there. Maybe not Elon Musk, but certainly the AI folks want more land. These AI processing data centers
yes,
are huge. So if you're in that industry, you're looking for land. You're looking for water because it requires an amazing amount of water, electricity, and you need places to put it because that's hard to find because they make a lot of noise. So if you're in an adjacent neighborhood, you don't want one of these next to you. And again, the size is not to be we're talking about the size of not a football field, of dozens of football fields.
And so many viewers are focused on the AI regulations and the chatbots and whether or not you are identifying as an artificial intelligence tool as opposed to a human. But the environmental aspect is really not getting so much attention.
It's huge.
But it does in this legislation.
It does in this legislation, and the backstory is Trump wants open access. He wants, hey, this is new technology, let's support it. DeSantis, our governor, is saying, hey, wait a second, let's try to make sense out of this. He had a recent town hall meeting where he was talking about the AI industry. He's in kind of maybe a fact-finding mode, but it is oppositional to just the whole let's approve them that Trump seems to be suggesting.
And we've talked about all the things that are on the move, that are being talked about, but there are things that did not make it, citizen-led amendments and proposals that did not make it, very much tied to the laws that were passed last year. The state says that all citizen-led ballot initiatives, including recreational marijuana, they failed to qualify. What happened there?
Well, this administration has never really supported the marijuana amendment, basically legalizing recreational marijuana. So again, they kind of jumped out of the box this week to say these amendments, including the marijuana amendment, just won't qualify. Now, the people behind trying to get that ballot measure on the ballot, they're saying we're still trying. Don't count us out. It's not over yet.
Because February 1st was the deadline to submit required number of signatures.
Right.
And the state, for various reasons, said that a certain number of signatures were not going to be accepted.
Right.
Did not qualify.
But there's a process, and the people behind it are saying the process is not completed itself. So let's give it time. Let's determine that later.
Thank you so much for sticking around.
Thanks for having me.
We love
really
having
enjoyed
you and helping us track all of these details.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it?
A lot of moving parts and moving fast in Tallahassee. There's still a lot of road ahead in Florida's regular legislative session. It ends on March the 13th. Mike Van Sickler, political editor for the Tampa Bay Times. Thank you so much for helping us break down what viewers need to know, even beyond what makes it on our weekly broadcast. Thanks for watching.